Hey everyone, welcome to today's show. This is your go-to podcast for St. Louis, everything St. Louis Cardinals baseball. It's Saturday, May 10th, and today we got the St. Louis Cardinals taking on the Washington Nationals in Washington D.C. today. First pitch about 3:05 today, or later on, and we got everything here for you heading into today's matchup against the Nationals. So, as of late, this team has been playing really, really solid baseball over the last 6 or 7 games. They're on a 6-game winning streak right now. Let's start with the Cardinals for today's pregame show. It's no secret it's been rough for a rough season, rough start to the season. Consistency has been hard to find, especially across all of the aspects. You either have good pitching, good defense, bad bullpen. You have bad pitching to start the game, get you in a hole early on, and whatnot. But rather it's at the plate, bullpen. It's had its moments too. They had a stretch at the beginning of the season that was really, really good. Stretch in the middle of the season so far that's not been great. But as of late, they've been pretty lights out. This team's coming off a 10-0 win last night in Washington. According, you get a nice shutout win from or a complete game shutout from Eric Fedde. It's the first one of his career, of the season for the Cardinals. In this one, which we know that it's always a good thing, because there's been a thing that there's been this issue of letting pitchers pitch late into games and whatnot. So looking to continue to build momentum. There are now 6 games. Six-game win streak here. That 10-0 win last night. They're one game above 500 for the first, I would say the first time this year, but for the first time in a while. Now sit second place in the NL Central as well. So a lot of momentum there on the Cardinal side of things going into this series and this long road trip, this 9-game road trip that they started here in Washington as well. So now meanwhile, the Nationals come into this one not playing. Not awful baseball team, but not a great baseball team. They're 17-22. They're 4th in the NL East, hovering around that 500 mark, and they're just looking to keep pace in what is a very interesting NL East this year. Put it that way. You have the Braves who are floating right there at 500 too. The Marlins have fallen off a little bit since the beginning of the season, and you have the Mets and the Phillies who are not running away with the division, but are going to battle it out for the year. They're a scrappy squad, and definitely should not be taken lightly in today's matchup. So we'll see what happens in this one. Looking at today's pitching matchup, on the mound for the Cardinals today, you have Andre Pallante, who's had an iffy go as of late. I wouldn't say as of late, but his last start against the Mets back on May 4th, he had 3 innings pitched. He had 9 hits against them, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, only 1 strikeout in that game as well. So he had a rough outing against the Mets. So he's looking to bounce back, and if things work out over his last 4 games, he's went April 17th against the Mets, 6 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, not awful. Braves, same thing. He went 4 in 1 inning though, 7 hits, 4 runs. There was 2 home runs allowed in that one, but then he bounces back against the Reds for the most part. Went 6 innings, 3 hits, or 6 hits, 3 runs in that one as well. So it's been a very up and down last 4 starts for Andre Pallante. So hopefully, the way things are looking, that he'll get a solid start tonight against the Nationals. That's always the hope. It's always what you want for a guy like Pallante to continue to develop and be a solid starter for the for the Cardinals, who are looking for that consistency out of the bullpen. Or not out of the bullpen, as your starters as of late. So you're going up against for the Nationals, you're going to have Trevor Williams, who's on the mound for them today. His last start back on May 3rd against Cincinnati, he went 5 and 1 innings pitched. Did get the win in that one. 9 hits allowed, 4 runs. 4 strikeouts as well in that game. Seems to be a pretty good, solid fastball pitcher. A little tricky right-handed batters. As the Cardinals need to have a disciplined approach to their batting today. We'll just leave it at that. But Trevor Williams on the mound for the Nationals, as we see Andre Palante and Trevor Williams battle out in Game 2 of this 3-game series at 3:05 today at Nationals Park. Now, some key players to watch for the Cardinals, in my mind, as of late. Let me get over here to this. The big one who just came back from a knee injury as well, which is Ivan Herrera. So getting him back in the lineup was critical. It brings a bat. It gives you some more depth in this game as well. So hopefully that's the case, and they can continue to keep things moving along. But yeah, so keep an eye out. All eyes are on guys like Nolan Gorman and Jordan Walker, who seem to struggle this year coming into this series. Those are the 2 guys that have been talked about so much over the last week. Whether or not the Cardinals have failed them, or things like that. But don't sleep on guys like Nolan Gorman, who, he gets things. A pitch where he wants it to be across the middle of the plate. It might exit the yard. Same with Jordan Walker. Both of these guys have solid bats when they make contact with the ball, but they also strike out a lot. They're not playing really good. I wouldn't say they're playing good defense. Defensively, they're okay. They're fine. They're perfectly fine where they're at. Offensively is what the issue is right now for Nolan Gorman and for Jordan Walker. But again, don't sleep on those 2 guys. You can't always count out a guy like Nolan Arenado to continue to keep being a consistent bat for the Cardinals over the last several games, along with Brendan Donovan. Brendan Donovan's having one of his probably best seasons so far. So we'll see. We'll see what happens moving forward for the Cardinals today. Let's see if the lineup is out yet. I don't think it would be out yet. We'll talk about that here towards the end of the show. We'll bring that up, or towards the end of the pregame show. My name is Brandon, by the way. If I did not mention that, here at STL Sports. Thanks for watching as well and tuning in with us. So let's move over to some things to watch for today's game. So there's just a few of the things that I would keep an eye on in this one with a 3:05 start in Washington today. Is, can the Cardinals get out early? Can they jump out early and give their starters some cushion? Give Palante some cushion to to have a good outing. He seems to pitch better when the bats are being active across the team, which it's always helpful. It's always helpful when you can get that kind of success throughout the day, is to have that cushion, that gap is like, you can let up a run or two if that happens, and you still feel comfortable, you still put yourself in a good spot. So hopefully you can get a good 6-7 innings out of Andre Palante today. You get some good bats going today in the game as well. The other one of the other things I'm gonna be looking for is, can the bullpen continue to hold up if this one's close late in the game? So we'll see. Is that, and then the last thing I'm going to look for here is can St. Louis start finally stringing together some quality bats? You kind of saw it yesterday. They scored in 5 or 6 of the 9 innings yesterday, if I remember right. So it was a pretty solid outing. 10 runs, came across the plate in that 10-0 shutout win. You look at it, you get scores in the 1st, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 3rd, and 9th. So out of the 9 innings, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so 6 innings they scored runs in, including late in the game. They scored a 3-run, had 3 runs in the 8th, and then 1 run in the ninth too, to kind of cap things off here for the Cardinals. So hopefully they can continue to keep stringing good bats together, quality at bats together, and continue this win streak going forward. Now, as we move on to my final thoughts, this is a tough one because I think this is going to be a very solid pitcher's duel. You get 2 good guys, 2 solid guys. They're not going to be great, and if one of them's going to give up a lot, it's going to be it'll be one of the 2 that give up a lot. You have 2 solid pitchers, but one of them could falter pretty easily, from the looks of things. Would be where I would put things at today. Whether it's Palante or if it's William. Palante 2-2 in this one. He has a 4.75 ERA, 21 strikeouts with Williams. Trevor Williams is 2-3, 5.86 ERA. Opposite ends when it comes to their last starts, but pretty consistent over the last 4 starts of where they're at. They're pretty even, I would say. I'm going to go Cardinals get a 5-3, 6-3 win, and give me a big hit if he plays. If he plays today, I'm a big hit Wilson Contreras as well for the Cardinals. Towards the middle of the innings in this one again. If he plays today, if not, who knows? Who knows what will happen? But that'll be my guy if he ends up in the lineup for the St. Louis Cardinals today. So that's going to do it for today's pregame show. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, share out as much as you please, and follow here at STL Sports for Cardinals coverage all season long. And we will see you on the next episode here. As enjoy the game today. 3:05 start in Washington as the Cardinals look to continue their win streak and push it to 7 games and get another series win today in Washington. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. And go Cardinals. Enjoy the game.